Tally ERP9 is a popular enterprise resource planning software. Tally ERP9 is a very popular enterprise resource planning software, which is majorly used for accounting, inventory management, payroll, etc. And it gives the complete financial picture of the company's resources. It gives a complete picture of the company's financial resources. Voucher is the primary document for recording transactions. Voucher is the primary document for recording transactions. Contra voucher is used when money moves between cash and bank. Voucher is the primary document used for recording transactions. Voucher is the primary document used for recording transactions. Contra voucher is used when money moves between cash and bank. It does not represent income. Accounting is the core of banking, but now it is entirely automated. When a customer deposits 10,000 in a bank's core banking system CBS writes the journal entry, cash ledger, and updates the customer's account balance in milliseconds. Writes the journal entry, updates the cash ledger, and it updates the customer's account balance in milliseconds. Balance sheet shows the financial position of a business, usually prepared at the end of an accounting year. It shows the financial health on a specific day. Total liabilities must be equal to total assets. Balance sheet shows the financial position of the business. Balance sheet shows the total financial position of the business. Balance sheet shows the financial position of a business. It's usually prepared by the end of the financial year, March 31st. A balance sheet shows the financial position of a business. Balance sheet shows the financial position of a business. It is usually prepared by the end of the financial year. P&L account is also known as income statement, shows the net profit or net loss, subtracting all the expenses from the income. Tells us whether the business was a profit or loss, performance over the whole year. P&L account shows the performance of the business over the whole year. Whole year, whole year. It shows whether the business was a profit or loss. It is also called income statement. We subtract all the expenses from our income. Trading account is the first stage of preparing final accounts. Calculate gross profit or loss. Used to calculate gross profit or loss, net profit or loss. Records direct expenses and direct income. Opening stock, closing stock, purchases, purchase returns, sales returns, wages, carriage inwards. Trading account is the first stage of preparing final accounts. Trading account is the first stage of preparing final accounts. We calculate the gross profit or loss. Trading account is the first stage of preparing. Trading account is the first stage of preparing final accounts. We calculate the gross profit or loss. It records the direct expenses and direct income. Gross profit or loss. Trading account എന്നുള്ളത് it is the first stage of preparing final account. It calculates the gross profit or loss. It records direct expenses and direct income. Trading account is the first stage of preparing final account. It shows the gross profit or gross loss. Used to calculate the gross profit or gross loss. All the direct expenses and direct incomes are recorded in the trading account. Direct expenses, carriage inwards, uh, sales returns, wages, purchases. Golden rules of accounting, personal accounting, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Real account, in real account, in real account, cash, machinery, property and all. അതാണ് റിയൽ അക്കൗണ്ട് വരുന്നത്. ക്രെഡിറ്റ് വാട്ട് കംസ് ഇൻ ആൻഡ് സോറി ഡെബിറ്റ് വാട്ട് കംസ് ഇൻ ആൻഡ് ക്രെഡിറ്റ് വാട്ട് ഗോസ് ഔട്ട്. ഇൻ പേഴ്സണൽ അക്കൗണ്ട് we uh, we debit the receiver and credit the giver. In nominal account, we debit all expenses and credit all incomes. Expenses and losses and we credit all incomes and gains. Golden rules of accounting. Sure, sir. In personal account, uh, we debit the we debit what comes in. Sorry, in real account, we debit what comes in and credit what goes out. In person uh, in personal account, we debit the receiver and credit the giver. In nominal account, we debit all expenses and losses and we credit all incomes and gains. If drawings, debts, expenses, assets, losses, and all we will debit if they increase, and all others we will credit. Journal is the first place where the transaction is recorded. Is the book of original entry. Journal is the first place where the transaction is recorded. It is known as the book of original entry. Journal is the first place where transaction is recorded. It is known as book of original entry. Transactions of similar nature are grouped together in ledger. All cash transactions will go to cash ledger, and all transactions related to rent payment, it will all go to rent account ledger. Trial balance check whether the total debits equal to total credits. Trial balance, we will check whether all the total debits is equal to total credits. Trial balance check whether all total debits equal to total credits. For every debit, there is a corresponding credit to check arithmetical accuracy. Depreciation is the gradual decrease in utility value of fixed asset due to wear and tear. Depreciation is the gradual decrease in utility value of the assets due to wear and tear. Depreciation is the gradual decrease in value of assets due to wear and tear. Journal is the first place where we record our transactions, and it is known as the book of original entry. If cash goes from our hand, we write to cash account, and if cash comes to our hand, we write cash account debtor. Rent paid. Liabilities are the obligations or debt that an enterprise has to pay. Obligations or debt that we owe to pay. Assets are resources owned by business individuals. Assets are resources owned by business individuals that provide future economic value. Accounting is the art of recording, classifying, summarizing in a significant manner and in terms of money, transactions, and events which are in part of at least financial character uh, and interpreting the results thereof. Accounting is the art of classifying, summarizing, recording, classifying, summarizing in a significant manner in terms of a significant manner in terms of money transactions and events. Accounting is the art of recording, classifying, and summarizing in a significant manner and in terms of money transactions and events which are in part at least which are in part of at least a financial character and interpreting the results thereof. Accounting is the art of recording, classifying, and summarizing. Accounting is the art of recording, classifying, and uh, summarizing in a significant manner and in terms of money, transactions, and events, which are in part of at least a financial character and thereby interpreting the results thereof. Accounting is the art of classifying, recording, classifying, and summarizing in a significant manner in terms of money, transactions, and events, which are in part of at least a financial character and interpreting the results thereof. Excel is a universal tool for day-to-day manual calculations. Excel is a universal tool for day-to-day manual calculations. Excel is a universal tool for day-to-day manual calculations. It's more visual. We can create a better visual dashboards, heavily focused, sometimes require the data to be cleaned before entering. Power BI is the heavy-duty engine. It can handle massive data and tasks can be automated. Mathematics trains us to solve complex problems using logics and formula, but in real world the data is huge. We cannot calculate by hand. Mathematics trains us to solve complex problems using logics and formulas, but in real world the data is huge. We cannot calculate by hand. By programming, we can execute the mathematical logic at a massive scale. By programming, we can execute mathematical logic at a massive scale. Maths will give us the problem solving mindset, and programming will give us the ability to process it faster. Mathematics trains us to solve complex problems using logics and formulas. Mathematics trains us to solve complex problems using logics and formulas, but in real world the data is huge. Loop is a programming command that tells the computer to repeat a specific task until a certain condition is met. Loop is a programming command. Loop is a programming command that tells us to repeat a specific task until a certain condition is met. Mathematics trains our mind to take a complex situation, break it down to steps, and find a clear solution. I loved solving problems. Mathematics trains our mind to take a complex situation, break it down into steps, and find clear solution. C is foundational programming language and you teaches us the logic of how computer memory and functions. Data analytics is the process of taking raw, unstructured data, finding hidden patterns, and making better decisions. Data analytics is the process of taking raw, unstructured data, finding hidden patterns, and making better decisions. Data analytics is the process of taking raw, unstructured data, finding hidden patterns in them, and making better decisions. Translate the complex data in spreadsheets to a language that everyone can understand. Maintaining their roots and deep connection to Kerala. Maintaining roots and deep connections to Kerala.